In the jungle matchup, we have a Graves versus Elise. So it's going to be action-packed. Elise always going to look for those early ganks to set up her laners, and she kind of rolls off in the mid to late game, so she's going to really try to accelerate her lanes rather than get a lot of gold for herself. Graves, on the other hand, is going to want to get that money and become a carry in his own right. Top lane, we have Volibear into the Aurelia, which is an interesting matchup. Volibear has a lot of sustain, whereas Aurelia has a lot of kill threat. So we're going to see how that pushes out. But already we see the Syndra pushing in the Akali, which is to be expected. Beats him to level 2, and there it is. That's what's going to happen. If you ever find yourself in this matchup, Akali is very weak early. You want to push that advantage very rapidly until she has kill threat on you. You can see this very large wave has been built up already. Graves doing a full clear on bottom side, now heading up to his Raptors in red, while Faker is doing his best to stay alive in the mid lane. So now it's a 3-minute warning. So I generally, when I'm jungling, I tell everybody, hey, 3 minutes, junglers are going to be present, they're going to be looking for those rift scuttles, and they're going to be looking for ganks. So you're going to be worried about the 3-minute mark. As you can see, Graves is already taking the bottom side scuttle, and Syndra going into Fog of War, so I imagine must be going to top side to help with that scuttle as well. Oh, we actually see Elise, as I was talking, is going for a dive. And it worked out perfectly. Though we didn't get to see it, the crowd control from an Elise can set up a Volibear very rapidly. So we already have a kill on the Volibear. What I'm wondering is where the Elise is. She sees Graves' bottom side, so you can see, up there she is, popping out of Fog of War and just pouncing onto the Aurelia. And so this is what I'm talking about. The Elise wants to set up, just continually pound away while people don't have items and they can't last very long after a stun lands. Faker winning the level 6 fight, so he has his ultimate, whereas Syndra still probably will pick it up after this wave. But that allows Faker to get a roam off, get some vision down, clear out some vision as well, to set up for the dragon. So taking a look at the jungle matchup here, so like I was saying, Elise is 4-0-1, which is fantastic, don't get me wrong. But you really want that money on the other champions. Elise is going to roll off in the mid to late, and her entire purpose is to get some early gold for her laners so that they can stomp out the rest of them. Whereas Graves is going to continue to grow stronger, become a full carry in his own right. So a 4-0-2 Elise versus a 2-0-1 Graves. However, Graves still has this big CS lead. Faker is going to annihilate this Volibear if he comes to contest. So it looks like they're switching lanes here because Akali is just so much safer in the side lane. It's like Faker's going to pick up First Blood turret here. Yep, and he's just zoning off that Volibear. There's nothing he can do about it. So this is what I would like to see, is that Akali is fed beyond reason. Akali doesn't need any more kills. Yes, getting kills and shutting down the enemy is good, but at the same time, keeping pressure on the map is more important. Cocoon goes wide and Faker decides that he just wants to kill her. He has no ultimate though, and doesn't need it. Unbelievable. It's like I was saying, the Elise 5-1-3 still can't even hold a candle to this Akali because she's going to roll off. She wants to enable her laners, and maybe if some of that gold had gone on her laners instead of on herself, it could have been done. And look at this wave management. This is terrible. So they have a slow push going on top, but Faker's just going to pick it all up. And so again, Faker doesn't need kills. He needs pressure on the map. He is playing an assassin, yes, but his entire job here is to keep pressure. Again, returning to the side lane as he should to maintain pressure, and then anybody who's trying to respond to him is going to have a really hard time dealing with it. And that's the point. We have Syndra in the bottom lane, so she's not doing much. Syndra and Volibear, so he knows he's completely free to do basically whatever he wants here, which is push out this wave, get pressure on the turret, just keep pushing. He doesn't need any more money. He has a commanding CS lead as well. And it looks like the experience lead is only going to grow because he's been solo. The Syndra seems to want to shadow with somebody else for safety or to make sure that he gets a kill. But you're going to be sharing experience, you're going to be sharing money. And again, Faker, he doesn't need to continue fighting. He goes, you know what, I did that. I killed a couple of people, I did that. Now, I'm going to go back to the side lane, farm it up, push, push, push. Make sure that there's pressure on the map. But again, this Graves and Akali combo, 6-2-3 and 8-2-1. If they're in a fight together, forget about it. This Elise, though very powerful, she needs to land her cocoon to be able to pull off what she wants to do. And if you miss that, it's a rough time. Now, if we look at the top lane matchup here, this Volibear, who was ahead earlier, has fallen in CS quite heavily. And though Irelia is kind of feeding at this point, she is getting a couple of kills under her belt now that she has the Blade of the Ruin King, she has the Executioners. She's going to be a menace in her own right. And so, she's going to just keep trying to farm. Keep farm. Looks like a dead Syndra, no mana, and a 3 blue buff goes directly over. Syndra, she's one of those champions. I love Syndra, don't get me wrong. Syndra is an amazing champion, but mobility is not her strong suit. And so the side lane is never going to be as easy to survive as something like a Ryze or even a Kali, who has escape tools. Syndra doesn't have an escape tool. She has a murder you button, and if that doesn't work, then yeah, that's all she needs. So with Baron, they don't have the best Baron siege composition, but at the same time, the pressure that Faker has been exerting in the side lane is going to be pushed even further to an extreme degree. Irelia just stealing the jungle. Yeah, this is the point where you really want to strangle out the enemy team. Yes, you have Baron, but you don't need to win right now. The idea is you're going to have such pressure that you can start getting vision everywhere, and you can start taking every jungle camp. And you're going to choke out not only the Elise, but any other carry that's trying to get a little bit of money here and there, and you're just going to keep on accelerating your side. The Elise was supposed to get her laners ahead, and while she did a decent job camping the top lane and trying to keep this Irelia down, Irelia is one of those champions that from behind doesn't feel very well, but she can still CS very strongly and can side lane very strongly. And Elise got all either. They put all of their eggs into the top lane basket, and it just didn't pan out. And though this Volibear he was doing well early, he's fallen off so hard when it comes to CS and presence that this Irelia is causing so many more problems, even though she was so far behind.